Breaking news as we come on the air. Deadly storm sweeping across the U.S. Multiple tornadoes on the ground. The major U.S. strike in Yemen, the first of its kind under President Trump. And the porch roof collapse injuring more than a dozen people. First, the massive tornado outbreak, the death toll rising.
Oh my God.
Watches and warnings at this hour. The National Weather Service calling it a particularly dangerous situation. More than 30 reported tornadoes in multiple states. Hundreds of homes damaged or destroyed by wildfires in Oklahoma. The system now moving from the Midwest to the Deep South, then the Northeast tomorrow. 60 million Americans in the path. We have team coverage tonight. Ginger Z in the storm zone. Also breaking tonight, President Trump ordering major U.S. airstrikes on Houthi targets in Yemen. U.S. fighter jets launching from the USS Harry S. Truman in the Red Sea. 24 hours after Congress averted a government shutdown, President Trump signing the funding bill to keep the government running another 6 months. The president now placing another wide range of agencies on the chopping block, and the growing divide among Democrats on how to push back against Trump's agenda. The war in Ukraine amid the U.S. push for a ceasefire, Russia claiming it has surrounded Ukrainian forces and recaptured territory in the Kursk region. President Zelensky saying that's not true. President Trump's trade wars, soaring tariffs, inflation, and the high cost of groceries, all taking a toll on American families. How millions are now cutting back on spending. Tonight's surveillance video showing two suspects accused of stealing dozens of weapons from a storage unit. The urgent manhunt now. This scare during a St. Patrick's Day celebration. More than a dozen people hurt when a porch roof collapses, falling onto the street. The warning to pet owners about bird flu and pets. 2 house cats infected in New York City. And America Strong, the remarkable drone mission to find a lost puppy.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us on this Saturday. I'm Whit Johnson. We have breaking news as we come on the air tonight. A major tornado outbreak across the South. More than 24 people killed and the death toll climbing. An especially dangerous situation right now. Multiple tornadoes in Mississippi and a tornado watch issued for much of that state and parts of Louisiana and Alabama. The tornadoes leaving a trail of destruction with homes and businesses flattened as emergency crews race to rescue the injured. Dramatic video capturing the moment the tornado hit Tylertown, Mississippi, people seen running for safety. And this drone video showing the scope of the destruction across Missouri, one witness saying it looks like a bomb exploded. The same system triggering a state of emergency in Oklahoma, gusty winds fueling more than 130 wildfires statewide. In the Midwest and the South, at least 30 twisters reported across 6 states. We have team coverage tonight. Let's get right to ABC's chief meteorologist, Ginger Z, in Birmingham, Alabama. And Ginger, the threat is far from over.
Not even close to over. Whit, we've got a tornado-warned storm about 30 miles to our north, and then they line up behind that all the way to the south and west. One of them, just north of Tuscaloosa, that's a particularly dangerous situation, tornado warning, meaning they've already seen a debris ball on that thing. So all of the red boxes you see are current warnings. Warning means it's imminent. You got to get inside. You have to be in shelter. And many of these places, you have to be in shelter to survive. That's why we've had that PDS, particularly dangerous situation tornado watch in the area circled in red for much of the day, and it'll go till 8 p.m. But you see the new watches up. Those are the regular tornado watches for parts of northwestern Georgia and now into Chattanooga, Tennessee. Because tonight we're going to keep this rain and the thunderstorms with some 70 to 80 mile per hour gusts along with damaging winds moving to the east. And so you see those from Montgomery there at 10 p.m. up to Chattanooga. Atlanta getting it, say, between 1 a.m. and 3 a.m. So this is a long night ahead. Tomorrow we'll have damaging winds from Washington, D.C. to Jacksonville, Florida. But this is something we'll be watching the next few hours because this storm has already showed us what it can do.
Tonight, the rare high risk and alert issued for violent long-track tornadoes in the Deep South. Mississippi and Alabama in the bullseye. A tornado emergency declared just west of Hattiesburg.
This is probably at least an EF3 tornado. It could be an EF4. We're picking up winds well up over 100 miles per hour.
Homes and other buildings ripped apart, trees splintered into toothpicks, stripped of their branches. More than 30 tornadoes reported across 6 states. North of Jackson, Mississippi, a race to reach the injured after a twister tore through the community of Elliott. The tornado sirens still sounding.
Okay, guys. We're here. Okay, everything's okay.
First responders carrying this person away in a stretcher, people embracing and carrying pets. In central Missouri, a father and son caught in a twister at a Raleigh gas station.
Look at all that debris. Oh my God. We are in a tornado.
Daylight revealing the roof peeled from this shopping center. And west of St. Louis, truck driver Rich Crow telling our Matt Rivers he'd pulled over for the night to wait out the storm, and a tornado hit.
Everything went black. I turned on my headlights and my brights, and right after I did that, something hit the side of the truck, just flipped it over and blew up.
And you were inside?
Yeah.
A fellow trucker coming to help him before first responders arrived.
Some of the buildings hit just a total loss. The windows in that Burger King, they're blown out. And look at what's left of this convenience store. The roof entirely torn off, shattered glass everywhere. And this is just a sample of some of the destruction we've seen.
All part of a major cross-country storm that has already claimed at least 28 lives. As the center of the storm scraped across the plains, a tight pressure gradient producing wild, widespread winds, fanning the flames of more than 130 wildfires breaking out in Oklahoma alone, burning more than 265 square miles, destroying nearly 300 structures. West of Tulsa, Manford Police Chief Jerry Ridley showing our affiliate KTUL.
This has been one of our really hard-hit areas here, and then the addition back behind it.
Oh, so these are homes that are on fire?
Yes. We've lost several houses.
Those winds also fueling blinding dust storms in the Texas Panhandle.
We should see the worst of the storms pass through here in Birmingham in the next 2-3 hours, about sunset. And then after sunset, we know how dangerous storms can be as they cruise east. Anybody from Lexington down to Tallahassee, please have 2 ways of getting these warnings that will wake you from a dead sleep so you can stay safe.
We know you and the team will be tracking it for days to come. Ginger, thank you. And more on that destruction in Missouri now from this tornado outbreak. Let's bring in ABC's Matt Rivers in Villa Ridge, Missouri. This is just west of St. Louis. And Matt, what are you seeing on the ground there?
With the destruction is simply devastating. There's no other way to put it. You can see where this tornado came up that ridge behind me, damaging those 2 houses. It comes up the hill, and you can see there's 3 houses. 1, 2, 3 houses. The second floor is all destroyed on each one of those houses, including this one. You can see that what was a bedroom in the corner there, that's where a child has his bedroom. Thankfully, they weren't home. Amazingly, neighbors say no one in this neighborhood was killed as a result of this, but we know that was not the case through the rest of the state of Mississippi. We know Missouri. We know at least 12 people have been reported dead so far across the state. A devastating storm passing way through here. We know that recovery efforts are underway. Electricity still remains out for about 100,000 people, Whit.
And as we noted, it's going to be a long night for much of the country. Matt Rivers, thank you. We are following more breaking news at this hour. The U.S. launching large-scale military strikes against Houthi rebels in Yemen. U.S. Central Command releasing this video of FA-18 fighter jets taking off to conduct those airstrikes. This was the first strike on the Houthis under the second Trump administration, and the president promising to unleash, quote, overwhelming lethal force. Trump also issuing a stern warning to Iran. Here's ABC's senior White House correspondent Selina Wang.
Tonight, smoke rising over Yemen's capital after the U.S. launches large-scale strikes against Iranian-backed Houthi militants. So far, the largest and most significant military action of President Trump's second term. Trump saying the Houthis have waged an unrelenting campaign of piracy, violence, and terrorism against American and other ships, aircraft, and drones. We will use overwhelming lethal force until we have achieved our objective.